Every genre has its secrets, and hip-hop is no exception. Born in the Bronx in the 1970s, hip-hop started as a voice for the marginalized. But as it gained popularity, it faced its own set of challenges. Let's explore the journey from the streets to the mainstream and how it transformed along the way. As hip-hop gained prominence, so did its influence on society. Some artists used their lyrics to shed light on social issues, while others stirred controversy with explicit content. Join us as we dissect the power of hip-hop lyrics and their impact on culture, politics, and beyond. The hip-hop industry has its fair share of behind-the-scenes drama. From feuds between artists to the cutthroat competition, we'll uncover the stories that rarely make it to the headlines. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations. Hip-hop has undeniably shaped youth culture worldwide. But with great power comes great responsibility. We'll explore how hip-hop influences the younger generation for better or worse. Are artists unintentionally promoting a dark side, or are they simply reflecting the reality around them? Let's find out. Do you recognize this man? I'm going to talk about the tragic incident that happened 35 years ago. He was unfortunately a victim of a stray bullet to the head. The news sent shockwaves through the entire hip-hop community. DJ Scott LaRogue was the first major rap artist to be murdered, but sadly not the last. What followed were decades of gun violence, emotional trauma, and death within the rap community, reinforcing the belief that rap music can be positive. Here's why. If you approach a 14-year-old kid on the street and ask about their favorite rapper, you're likely to get answers like Lil Uzi, Lil Durk, or NBA Youngboy. The lyrics often involve explicit language, talking about gangsta life, hoes, and more. The concern is that these artists are seen as bad role models for young, impressionable minds. Parents worry that rap music, due to its graphic content, might poison the minds of their children. There's a perception that rap promotes irresponsible behavior, and some argue that it contributes to a societal decline. The narrative goes further to suggest that the anti-rap movement, led by concerned parents, is aimed at saving the youth from the corrupting influence of hip-hop. Back in the early 19s, there was hope for positive change within hip-hop. Tupac Shakur, with parents who were Black Panthers, aimed to use socially conscious hip-hop to make a positive impact. However, the narrative takes a turn, suggesting that Tupac's efforts were in vain. The argument is that, despite some attempts to bring positivity, the demand for lyrics about crime, killings, and drugs persisted, leading to a cycle of negativity in rap. The Stop the Violence movement in 1989, initiated by KRS-One, where East Coast rappers joined forces to advocate against black-on-black crime. However, this movement's impact was short-lived, and the subsequent rise of more violent and explicit rap content overshadowed the message of positivity. The narrative suggests that controversy sells and has always sold, citing examples from rock and roll and comic books. Young people are drawn to forbidden or controversial content, and this has been a recurring trend throughout history. Early hip-hop artists often used their lyrics as a form of social commentary, shedding light on the challenges faced in their communities, including the prevalence of drugs. Broken glass everywhere, people pissing on stairs, they just don't care. These iconic lines from Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5's The Message provide a snapshot of the harsh realities faced by many in the early hip-hop era. As hip-hop evolved, so did its relationship with drugs. Many artists turned to substances as a form of escape from the challenges they faced: poverty, violence, and systematic oppression. The lyrics begin to reflect a narrative of self-medication and coping with pain. Unfortunately, the relationship between hip-hop and drugs has had tragic consequences for some artists. Over the years, we've seen talented individuals succumb to the pressures of fame and the dark side of the industry. The way hip-hop engages with the topic of drugs. Some artists are using their platform to address the negative consequences and encourage a more responsible approach to substance use. Listen to what artists like J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar are saying in interviews. They emphasize the importance of self-awareness and staying true to one's identity, steering away from the glorification of destructive behaviors. The question we must ask ourselves is, how can the hip-hop community promote a healthier relationship with drugs? It starts with fostering a culture of accountability and responsible messaging. The story shifts to Tupac's life, detailing his struggles and the challenges he faced in the music industry. Despite his efforts to bring about positive change, Tupac encountered adversity from various angles, including legal issues and off-duty officers shooting at him. The uphill battle Tupac faced against the system and societal forces. The 90s saw the infamous East Coast-West Coast rivalry, and Tupac found himself at the center of it. The feud between Death Row Records and Bad Boy Records escalated, with Tupac and Biggie Smalls becoming unwilling symbols of this conflict. Tupac's outspoken nature and diss tracks fueled the fire, creating a narrative that would later lead to tragic consequences. Tupac's life was marred by legal troubles, including assault and assault charges. His time in prison became a turning point as he used the adversity to reflect on his life and deliver powerful messages through his music. Released on bail, Tupac wasted no time getting back into the studio, producing some of his most memorable work. Tragically, Tupac's life was cut short in a drive-by shooting in 1996. However, his legacy lives on, and his impact on the world of hip-hop and social justice remains unparalleled. From inspiring artists to addressing societal issues, Tupac's influence continues to shape the industry and resonate with fans worldwide. Tupac's life takes a darker turn as he gets involved in negative activities. They can either choose the positive route or risk losing money, respect, and influence, or they can cater to the demand for explicit content to maintain their popularity and success. The narrative concludes with Tupac's tragic death, acknowledging that even though he beat the system in some ways, he became a victim of the same societal issues he sought to change. The story reflects on the lasting impact of Tupac's legacy and questions how many potential visionaries have been lost due to their circumstances. A man who, despite the controversies, used his voice to bring attention to important issues. Many aspiring artists dream of making it big in the hip-hop scene, but what happens when those dreams turn into nightmares? The sad truth is that some artists find themselves trapped in exploitative contracts, giving away their creative freedom for fame and fortune. But it's not all doom and gloom. There is a growing movement within the hip-hop community where artists are reclaiming their independence. We are seeing more musicians taking control of their careers, advocating for fair treatment, and creating music on their teams. As we wrap up today's exploration into the dark turn of the hip-hop industry, remember that behind every hit song and flashy music video, there is a human story. It's crucial for us, as consumers, to be aware of the challenges artists face. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and share this video to spread awareness. Until next time, stay informed.